sarvabhutadaginiye vajavarenaniye vajavaruchaniye om pet soha sarvabhutadaginiye vajavarenaniye vajavaruchaniye pet soha sarvabhutadaginiye vajavarenaniye vajavaruchaniye pet soha
Funny. Hola, everyone. Welcome to the Monday meditation with Drupal Lama Dorje. He's also our DJ for tonight. Tonight, our meditation translator is the one and only Eric. I'm your host, Jeff. And of course, our meditation guide is the one. See if I can get him to hear me and start the show. Lama, estamos listo. Okay.
¿Cómo estamos todos?
How's everyone doing?
Muchos saludos, bendición desde acá, de Huachén,
Greetings and blessings from Dewa Chen,
lleno de amor, lleno de energía positivas.
filled with love and positive energy.
Ok. Y espero que todo maravilloso.
And I hope everyone's wonderful.
Ok. Hoy nosotros vamos a compartir los Jones enteros, nosotros última parte faltó.
Today we're going to talk about Lojong, the final verses.
Los Jones es internamente la mente, ¿verdad?
So Lojong is the training of the mind,
donde nos practica la amor, la compasión principalmente.
and it's focused mainly on love and compassion.
Ya. Entonces voy a compartir los textos.
So Lama's going to share the text with us.
Vamos a cantar en tibetano.
We're going to sing the prayers in Tibetan only.
Ya, después ustedes solo lento.
And you can read in your...
Chedang Sogi Chongnam La Chengju Pardo Dangne Kyabso Che Dagin jinzo gewe sonam gen dola panjir sangen robar jo manang gadang nyembe simjin tamjen dewa dang dewe gyo dang dem Kyorje dongal dang dongal yin gyo dang tawar kyorje dongal me ben dewa dang me tawar kyorje Yiring chadang nidang dravin dang nyom la ne varay kyorje. Y Eric puede leer English y yo puedo acompañar español.
Right, I will read the verses in English. So, verse 1, always hold others as dear and precious. By thinking of all sentient beings as more precious than a wish fulfilling jewel, for accomplishing the highest aim, I will always hold them dear.
Oh, sorry. Oh, disculpa.
Verse 2, consider myself as the lowest among all. Whenever I'm in the company of others, I will regard myself as the lowest among all, and from the depths of my heart cherish others as supreme. Avert afflictions as soon as they arise. In my every action, I will watch my mind, and the moment destructive emotions arise, I will confront them strongly and avert them, since they will hurt both me and others. May I cherish this precious treasure. Whenever I see ill-natured people, or those overwhelmed by heavy misdeeds or suffering, I will cherish them as something rare, as though I'd found a priceless treasure. Take loss and defeat upon myself. Whenever someone out of envy does me wrong by attacking or belittling me, I will take defeat upon myself and give the victory to others. View those who harm me as spiritual teachers. Even when someone I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me very unjustly, I will view that person as a true spiritual teacher. Secretly take upon myself all their sufferings. In brief, directly or indirectly, I will offer help and happiness to all my mothers and secretly take upon myself all their pains and sufferings. And the last verse, all things are like illusions. I will learn to keep all these practices untainted by thoughts of the eight worldly concerns. May I recognize all things as like illusions and without attachment gain freedom from bondage.
Ok. Entonces, ese último versos nosotros hoy vamos reflexionamos un poquito de eso.
And so this last verse is the one we will be reflecting upon today.
Entonces, haga de ese ida kunyang chögeki ahora en la mantenerla y separarla libremente ocurren los pensamientos 8 preocupaciones mundanos. Entonces, no todo la separática en terrores sin mancha de 8 preocupaciones mundanos.
And so the first part of the verse says, I will keep all these practices, meaning the practices, the verses from before, untainted by the thoughts of the eight worldly concern. So what are these concerns?
Entonces, 8, por ejemplo, lo fama y como la fama gusta la, ¿cómo se llama? Gusta las famas, no gusta las desfamas, ¿cierto? 1, 2, ¿cierto? No sé cómo traducción. Y otro, alabanza, no crítica. 2, ¿cierto? 4. Y cuando fui, para hacer dolor, fama y, primero para hacer dolor, fama y desfama, alabanza, crítica, ganancia, perdida. Perdida. Eso 4 o 8 total.
So the eight worldly concerns, there are 4 pairs basically of 2. So the first one is happiness versus suffering or pleasure versus suffering. The second one is fame versus insignificance or not being famous. The third pair is praise versus blame. And the fourth pair is gaining versus losing. So those four pairs, they make up the 8 worldly concerns.
Entonces, esos son de 8, ¿no? Se entiende español como la par, como par, dos, ¿cierto? Y mejor, Eric puede repetir español mejor para tu traducción mejor.
Ok, voy a buscar los 8 preocupaciones mundanas. Sí, son entonces 4 parejas, 4 pares que como el Lama nos decía, entonces la primera es la felicidad versus sufrimiento o placer versus sufrimiento. Entonces ese es un par, las primeras dos. El segundo par es fama versus insignificancia, puede ser, o ser desconocido. Ese es el segundo par. El tercero es alabanza y crítica. Y el cuarto, ganancia y pérdida.
Ok. Entonces, ese tiene que ver con las dos, con venenos. Por ejemplo, totalmente tiene veneno, ¿cierto? Por ejemplo, parte placer, fama, alabanza, ganancia son de como apego, ¿cierto? Quiero eso. Y otros 4 no queremos, ese como rechazo, como aversión. Y ignorancia esta no sabiendo ese de como veneno, como ahí, conectado.
And so those 4 pairs or those 8 worldly concerns, they're connected to the 3 main poisons with attachment, aversion, and ignorance. For example, if we take away, if we look at the one half of each of those pairs, like searching for happiness or for pleasure, looking for fame, looking for praise, and for gain, those are all related to the ignorance or to the poison of attachment. Whereas if we want to stay away from suffering, we don't want to be insignificant, we don't want to receive blame, and we don't want to lose things, then that's aversion. So we have the part of attachment, the part of aversion, and then the part of ignorance comes from us not realizing that we're under the sway of these 4 concerns.
Entonces, cualquiera nuestra práctica, como Lojong o Tonglen, por ejemplo, si yo no practica, yo no va a ganar la felicidad, porque ha pegado fruto, ¿no? Solo eso. O yo no practica, y yo va a recibir como dolor, sufrimiento. Como no está pensando sinceridad, solo miedo de algo condiciones.
And so we have to, for example, in the practice, like in these practices of Lojong or even in the practice in Tonglen, we might find ourselves saying, oh, I want to practice because I want to gain something. I want to gain peace. I want to gain this or that or recognition or whatever. Or if I don't practice, then I will lose something or I will lose peace or I will be, so we realize that we're kind of always attaching or rejecting something.
Exactamente eso. Entonces, por ejemplo, si yo voy a practicar Tonglen o Lojong, voy a ser uno famoso, como no, famas o reconocidos. O yo no practica, no va a reconocer ninguna persona a mí, ¿no? Entonces, Dharma verdadero no depende del reconocido, no depende de uno famoso, ¿cierto? Esa es sinceridad, todos nos queremos libertad, ¿no? Y también ayuda a los seres.
And so, yeah, when we think about it, like if we're doing these practices because we want to be praised, for example, we want to be recognized, or if we think that if we don't do them, then we won't get praised, we won't get recognized, or we won't get something out of it, then we're falling under these 8 worldly concerns. But the true Dharma practitioner does not act from those motivations. I mean, there is an underlying one to add, but it's for the benefit of all sentient beings.
Ok, entonces dice, como ese 8 no menchar, para cómo liberamos, dice, todas las cosas como ilusorios, ¿no? Porque cuando ilusorio, por ejemplo, nosotros cuando soñamos buenas o malos sueños, no tenemos apego, ¿cierto? Porque ilusorio, ese cambia. Y entonces, como fuera, nosotros entendemos como ilusorio que cambia, no permanente. Por eso no apegamos, no rechazamos.
And so, yeah, that's what it means, the verse of untainted by the thoughts of eight worldly concerns. The next part says, may I recognize all things as illusions. And again, that is kind of like when we recognize the dream as just being a dream. It doesn't matter if the dream was a pleasant dream or an unpleasant dream. Either way, once we realize its illusory nature, there's no attachment to it.
¿No? Y entonces, cuando no hay apegos, no aversión y liberación. Esa es liberación.
And so when we are free from attachment, we're also free from aversion, and that is where we gain freedom.
Ok. Entonces, eso, resumiendo todo interiores,
So that's like a summary of all the eight verses, or all the verses.
la 8 versos, ¿verdad? Entonces, verdadera practicante Dharma es súper importante esos 8 versos.
And so to be a true Dharma practitioner, it's very important, those 8 verses that we studied.
¿Cierto? Porque verdadero practicante está buscando más amor, más compasión. La amor y compasión viene de los seres, ¿no? Como algunos seres crítica o importancia de los seres, ¿no? Nosotros cultivamos a través de ellos paciencia o generosidad, ¿cierto? Y eso nosotros ganamos mucho como méritos, ganamos más paciencia, ganamos más como felicidad final.
And so, yeah, this practice, I mean, the true practice comes from cultivating love and compassion. And for that, it's really to focus on other beings, because other beings are the ones that allow us with the opportunities to practice compassion, to practice patience, to practice generosity. So if we focus on other beings, then we will surely gain these qualities.
Por eso nosotros llamamos los yongos internar, ¿cierto? Como internar donde cosas más difíciles.
That's why Lojong is training of the mind. It's a training of where things are more difficult. That's why we train, because they are difficult.
¿Cierto? Por ejemplo, todo el mundo tú diga las cosas buenas, no nas internar, naturalmente no se mente calma, tranquilidad, ¿cierto? Cuando desafíos, algo, situaciones, hay que internar nosotros manteniendo nuestra mente tranquilidad, calma y no reacciones.
Because, for example, if everything's going well, then our mind is just going to be calm most of the time, right? It is only once we hit like a rock, or when we have a difficult situation or have to face against criticism or harsh words, that's where we have to maintain a calm mind. That's where we actually have to practice and keep these qualities.
¿Entendió? Por eso los yones es súper importante. Toda la situación que toca en la vida, ese es el Dharma, ¿no? Dharma no es escritura. Dharma es como experiencial, aplicar día a día, que nos toca y transformar eso realmente, ¿no? Eso es el verdadero Dharma.
So this is the true Dharma. It's the experiential aspect of it. It's not just the verses. It's not just the written text. It's actually how we do it, the transformation and the application in our daily lives. That's the true Dharma.
Por eso todo la Dharma de Buda es internamente mentales, ¿cierto? Como internamente. Por eso tiene muchos métodos de visualización, porque no solamente tiene mañosa, necesita muchas técnicas para opciones.
And that's why all the Buddha Dharma really is training over the mind. It's really about focusing on building these qualities, because our mind has its own propensities, its own mind of its own, so to speak, that wants to go in one direction. So we have to constantly train it to bring it back to these qualities.
Ok, eso. Ok. Entonces ustedes pueden leer también eso de comentarios de Lojong. Tiene de su entidad o varios como interna comentarios de ese texto, 8 versos. Ese es muy famoso budismo tibetano.
So this text is a very famous text. I shared the link in English there. And then you can also find online some commentaries by His Holiness or other great masters commentaries where they expand and explain a little bit more on these verses, but they're central to the Tibetan Buddhist practice.
¿Cierto? Entonces, esos fundamentos no son prácticas de bodhicitta, ¿cierto? Bodhicitta es el antídoto de la aferramiento del yo.
And so these basically work as the foundation for bodhicitta, and bodhicitta ends up being the antidote of self-grasping.
Entonces, por eso nos es súper importante tener la bodhicitta. Cuando tenemos bodhicitta, somos más ricos del mundo, tenemos protección del mundo. Eso protege uno mismo, protege otro. Uno mismo abundante, otro abundante. Es bodhicitta.
When we have bodhicitta, that's when we are truly like wealthy and we have this precious treasure, because it is the mind that really protects us, that gives us abundance, that gives us all of these qualities, that does not let us suffer from all of these concerns and all of these problems of the world. So this is bodhicitta.
¿No? Y por eso nosotros vemos hoy día mundo, nuestro mundo, otro día hablado, ¿cierto? Tan difícil, mucho negativo, ¿cierto? Hoy día nosotros mismos afectamos, ¿cierto? Entonces nosotros eso todo puede tomar objeto de nuestra paciencia, la compasión, ¿no? Como por todo está pasando con las confusiones de fondo, ¿cierto? Como unos niños chiquititos jugando tomando el fuego, incluso propia vida está peligrosa, no solamente dañando a otros, ¿no? Es sentir la compasión.
And so we've been talking about it for weeks past, like all of the problems in the world, everything that's been going on, how difficult it really is to see all of this suffering. And we can use that as a tool, as a way for us to train our mind in compassion and love and patience and understanding, and try to see these things. They come from confusion, they come from ignorance. It's like a small child that is playing with fire and is about to burn himself. So all of this is really, we can use it as grounds to build these qualities.
Eso es súper importante para trabajando de poco a poco.
So it's important that we develop this little by little.
¿Ya? Y más importante, agradecer nuestra vida preciosa que tenemos todos nosotros, realmente como la utilizamos mejor que posible, ¿verdad?
And then we also need to be thankful of our precious human life and these opportunities, make sure that we know how to use it and use it in the best way possible.
¿Ya? Ok, entonces empezamos nuestra práctica.
Now we'll begin with our practice.
Entonces todo postura más cómoda posible.
So we begin by getting into a comfortable posture.
Simplemente inhalamos profundamente, exhalamos profundamente 3 veces.
And we'll start by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, just 3 times.
Inhala por la nariz, exhala por la boca.
Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth.
Soltar completamente.
As you breathe out, you release completely.
Cada respiración soltando tus tensiones, estrés, ansiedad.
With each breath, you let go of your tensions, of your stress, of your anxieties.
Y solo conectar en el corazón.
And just connect with the essence in your heart.
Sentir el corazón, sentir en el corazón tu mente.
Just feel your mind as it goes into your heart.
Es un momento muy sagrado, momento muy importante para nosotros, cada uno de nosotros.
It's a very sacred moment, a very important moment for each one of us.
En el momento concentramos sin distracción.
And we just focus without distractions.
Y poco a poco, inhalando por la nariz, exhalando por la nariz.
And slowly we begin breathing in through our nose and also breathing out through our nose.
Solo inhalando profundamente, como largo, hasta lleguen tu estómago, y exhalando como más o menos un brazo de mano exhalando.
And so just breathing in long as you feel the breath going all the way down to your stomach and then going back out. As you breathe out and feel the air go out from your body up to an arm's length.
Y solo momento da cuenta su respiración.
And just maintain your awareness on your breath.
Estoy sabiendo mi respiración.
I know that I'm breathing in and out.
No importa bien el pensamiento del pasado, preocupación, solo dejar un momento. Ese todo pasajero temporales.
It doesn't matter if you encounter any thoughts from the past or the future, just let them go, and these are just temporary phenomena.
Todo ilusorio.
They're all illusions.
Solo recordamos ese verso de Lojong comienzo primero. Todos los seres bondadosos para nosotros.
And we can think about the first verse of Lojong that says that all beings are kind to us.
Todos nosotros somos para un solo árbol.
We all belong to the same tree.
Un solo raíz tiene muchas ramas, muchas hojas diferentes.
From the same roots, we'll have many different branches, many different leaves.
Uno de las ramas daña y puede afectar a todos los árboles.
But some of the leaves can be harmed and it can affect the rest of the tree.
Entonces todos somos interdependencia.
So we're all interdependent. What happens one place affects the other.
Y solo sentir como eso. Todos somos vivimos interdependientemente y ningún fenómeno no es sólido.
So just think about it. We all live interdependently. No phenomena is solid.
Por eso es importante nosotros cuando sentimos amor, la compasión, toda la serie, nos también recibir amor y compasión. Nosotros votamos como la rabia, la pensamiento negativo, nosotros recibimos esos negativos.
So it's important to think that when we think about love and compassion to other beings, we also receive love and compassion. And through these, we also let go of anger, we also let go of suffering, and we can receive those emotions from other beings.
Solo momento inhalar, exhalar nada más.
Just breathe in and breathe out.
Siente tu presencia, siente silencio entero.
Feel your presence in this moment. Feel the inner silence.
Siente mente, calma, tranquilidad.
Feel your mind is calm and tranquil.
Desde mente calma, solo mirando, observando nuestra propia situación, propia vida, esta semana, estos días.
And from this calm mind, we can then just observe our own life, our own situation, whatever it is that we're going through today, this week, over the past few days.
No crítica, no juzgamiento, simplemente observar.
Without criticizing anything, without judging anything, just observe it, what's happening.
Poco a poco comprendemos esa situación.
And little by little, we begin to understand the situation.
Y sentimos compasión, autocompasión especialmente.
And we feel compassion, especially for ourselves.
Y acepten toda la equivocación de la vida o preocupación, cualquiera sucede, solo acepta.
And through this compassion, we also find acceptance, just accepting any situation, any mistakes that we've made, anything that's any anxieties or worries, just accept them.
Solo acepta y transformando con la compasión.
So just accept it, and then through compassion also we can begin the transformation.
El sentir como amor propio.
We can feel love for ourselves as well.
Y también a través de esa situación, propia situación, y también millones de seres sucediendo las mismas situaciones.
And we can understand that through our own situation, through our own suffering or pain or whatever it is, there are millions of other beings that are also experiencing a similar situation.
No solo sentir compasión para todos los seres sintientes.
And just as I feel compassion for myself, I also feel compassion to all sentient beings.
Como inhalar con la compasión.
So as you breathe in with compassion.
Exhalar como amor.
And as you breathe out with love.
Enviar amor nosotros mismos o amor para todos los seres.
And you send out this love to yourself and to other beings.
El momento haciendo esa meditación de Tonglen.
And for now, we just stay in this meditation of Tonglen.
Especialmente por la situación de la vida. Esta situación nos aceptamos, transformamos en mil de seres liberando a través de nuestra propia situación y desafíos.
And so, especially our own situations, us working through them, accepting them, and transforming them, this is how we also help millions of other beings going through the same situation to ease them of their suffering.
Porque somos interconectados.
Because we're all connected.
Solo inhalar, sentir compasión.
So just breathe in and breathe in with compassion.
Exhalar, sentir amor.
As you breathe out with love.
Bodhicitta.
Bodhicitta.
Inhalen, exhalando profundamente.
Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out.
Y poco a poco sentir lleno de amor, la compasión en el corazón.
And just feel your heart filled with this love and this compassion.
Amor propio en nuestra vida y amor para todos los seres.
Love for ourselves, for our life, and for all beings.
Y sentir como gratitud y también dedicamos todo ese de méritos, ese meditación para todos los seres, especialmente conflictos de mundos.
We feel grateful for this love, and we also then dedicate all of this merit, all of this love and positivity, so that it be beneficial to all beings, especially the ones that are caught up in conflict in the world.
Todo ese pacificar.
This is all to pacify.
Bodhicitta dedication.
What with the bodhicitta dedication?
Yang jo sem jo rin bor che ma ye wa nam ge yor che ke wa nyam bar me bar ya kon ne gon do per war yo Chang jo sem jo ren bor je ma ye wa nam je yor je ye wa nyam bar me bar ya kon ne gon do per war sho.
May the supreme precious bodhicitta arise where it has not arisen. May it never decline where it has arisen. May it always increase more and more. Que la excelente y preciosa bodhicitta surja donde no ha surgido. Que donde ha surgido no decline, sino que incremente más y más.
Maravilloso. Grecia. Importante, hoy no pregunta. Importante es nosotros disciplina con la bodhicitta día a día.
So we won't be doing any questions today, but what's important is that we maintain awareness of our actions, of our conduct, everything every day through bodhicitta.
¿Ya? Entonces, eso te ayuda a proteger nuestra vida, nuestra mente, nuestras acciones, proteger la bodhicitta. No hay bodhicitta y nos va a perder todo el tiempo.
So bodhicitta is what allows us to protect our life, our actions, everything that we do. If there's no bodhicitta, we're eventually going to lose.
¿Entendió? Entonces, bodhicitta recuerda que significa mente desperto, ¿no? Uno mente desperto.
So remember, what does bodhicitta mean? It means the awakening mind.
¿No? Que quiere beneficiar todos los seres.
So this is the mind that wants to benefit all sentient beings.
Entonces, incluso comemos, ponemos ropa, solo puede ser bodhicitta, es muy sencillo, una sola palabras, ¿no?
And so anything that we do, eating, putting on our clothes, everything can be done with bodhicitta. We just have to remember that one word.
Incluso 8 preocupaciones mundanas, por ejemplo, si nosotros pensamos basado en bodhicitta, es permitido, ¿cierto? Como buena fama está buena, por ejemplo, el Dalai Lama es famoso y Madre Teresa es famosa, ¿no? Y es buena porque impactar positivamente. Pero uno fama quiere solamente, yo quiero fama apegado a uno, eso no es permitido.
So, and through bodhicitta, for example, like the 8 worldly concerns, like being famous is not a bad thing in itself. And with bodhicitta, like the Dalai Lama is world renowned and Mother Teresa was world renowned. They have fame, but they are not, it's not a fame that is seeking to be famous for it for oneself. It's just coming naturally because they are put in service of other beings. So with bodhicitta, those concerns are not there.
¿Entendió? Eso fundamento nosotros estamos recordando cada semana. Esencia esencia nosotros ese tonle ese bodhicitta. Estamos entendiendo mente bodhicitta, ¿ya?
And so this is really what we remind ourselves every week, every Monday. The essence of this practice and the essence of this training is bodhicitta.
¿Entendió? Entonces ahora nosotros momento, tiempo para entiender nuestra vida, nuestra mente, ¿cierto? El Buda no entiende primero otros seres, ¿cierto? Entiende él mismo. Después entiende otros, ¿cierto? Entonces por eso es súper importante.
And right now is a moment for us to train our own mind. The Buddha did not start by training other people's mind. He started with his own. That's why we also must start with our own.
¿Ya? Entonces por eso es importante. Uno realmente intentamos, uno realmente practicamos, eso ya está comenzando tú ayudando a otros seres.
Because really, once you start training, once you start practicing and training your own mind, you're already automatically helping other beings.
¿Entendió? Entonces no significa egoísta, ¿no? Eso no significa egoísta, porque si no uno no intentamos, no tiene uno amor, no tiene compasión, ¿cómo transmitimos para otro? No puede ayudar. Esa es solo palabra vacía, se quiere ayudar a otro, ¿no? Por eso es súper importante, primero nosotros tratar, intentar, tenga poquito establecido nosotros mente, más nuestro comportamiento un poco mejor, ¿cierto? Eso puede influenciar naturalmente, ¿sí?
And so it's not a selfish act to train with our own mind first. Quite the opposite. If we don't train or we just say we want to do things for other beings, but we're not really doing anything for ourselves, we're kind of just saying it empty words because we're still falling under all of these things. So once we train with our own mind, then we can be sure that all of these positive qualities are being also trained, also being strengthened, and they will have an immediate impact on the beings that we interact with.
Ya, otra cosa importante, Lama siempre dijo, ¿no? Dos cosas importantes. Confiar tú misma, autoconfianza. Autoconfianza, yo tengo ese potencial, yo tengo pureza, mi fundamento, todo nuestro fundamento pureza somos, ¿cierto? Como budismo dice, somos budas. Significa tener semilla, ese potencial. Pero uno no trabajamos, nunca va a brotar eso, ¿cierto? Entonces, por eso autoconfianza, yo tengo esa semilla, ese potencial que puede brotar, ¿cierto? Y también confianza para las dharmas. Dharma tiene potencial. Amor tiene potencial transformar mi vida. Dharma significa amor. Dharma significa compasión. Dharma significa bodhicitta, ¿cierto? Todos son de contra del sufrimiento, ese Dharma, ¿cierto? Eso confiamos dos, ¿no? Confía uno mismo, confía las dharmas. Esa combinación transforma nuestra vida.
And so also something very important to keep in mind is to trust ourselves and to trust the Dharma. And when we mean trust ourselves, we're talking about trusting our own true nature, trusting that we have this seed of awakening, that our inner true nature has all of these qualities and it's already an awakened nature. We just have to kind of remove all of these temporary obscurations, and that is done with also trust in our practice, in ourselves, and trust in the Dharma. And the Dharma, we mean not the texts themselves, but really the Dharma is anything that is opposed to suffering, anything that is based on love, anything that is based on compassion, anything that is based on bodhicitta. So through these practices that we already have this seed, and by trusting the Dharma, we can also trust that this seed is gonna grow, it's gonna expand, it's gonna eventually bloom into the lotus.
¿Entendeu? Porque a veces mucha gente desconfiesa uno mismo, ¿cierto? Oh, Dharma realmente pura, Buda realmente iluminado, maestros. Pero yo, lleno de karma, lleno de pensamiento negativo, imposible transformar eso, ¿no? Pero sentir eso, ¿cierto? No pensar eso, ¿cierto? Entonces, ¿dónde viene el loto? Loto viene de barro. No tenemos esa cosa de aflicción negativa, no, tampoco no tenemos esa sabiduría, ¿cierto? No hay loto, no hay barro, no hay loto. No hay aflicción, no sabiduría.
Because it's very easy not to trust ourselves and to feel demoralized about ourselves. And we can say, oh, the Dharma is so beautiful, the teachings and the Buddha, and kind of feel that like, oh, so beautiful, but it's really not me. and I am this being that is just caught up in its own karma, and I have all of these afflictions, and this is just an impossible task. It's very easy to feel like that. But when you think about it, really, again, with the example of the lotus and the seed, the lotus grows in the mud, and this mud is all the afflictions. This is really what allows us to use it as fuel for transformation for the lotus to grow. If there's no mud, as the famous saying goes, there's no lotus.
Nossa vida es el loto. Ahora recordamos, ¿ya? Soy lotos. Siempre piensa loto.
Our life is the lotus, and just remember that always. I
Yeah.
am this lotus.
No manchar. No manchar.
It's unstained.
¿Ok? Eso. Ok, hoy digamos hasta ahí.
All right, we'll leave it at that for today. Thank you very much.
Ok. Muchas gracias, Eric Lozawa. Y gracias
Gracias, Lama.
presencia a cada uno de ustedes y que tenga buenas noches, tenga un maravilloso sueño divino.
Thank you all for joining, for your presence, precious energy. Have a good night. Have a great divine dreams.
Thank you.
Gracias, feliz noche.
Maravilloso.
Buenas noches. Thank you, Eric.
Mara-
Thank you, James. Eric, thank you, Lama, always.
Maravilloso. Pura vida.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Eric. It was so.
Thank
always-
you for
See you
everything.
next. See you next.
Buenas noches.
Gracias.
Gracias, Dodo.
Dele, Lama.
Gracias, Lama. Gracias.
Gracias, Lama.
Tashi Dele.
Thank you, Lama.
Buenas noches a todos. Muchísimas gracias. Bonita noche.